Hello guys, welcome to another video, and today we are going to learn about interfaces in Typescript. So interfaces is also a way to give name to your types. If you're creating type, if you want to name them, you can use interface keyword provided by Typescript, and you can also use type. We have seen how we can use type in the last video in this series. Today we are going to discuss about interface. Okay, so interface is a I would say methodology in object-oriented programming language. If you see, in object-oriented programming languages, we create interface with members and methods, just the declaration, only declaration, not the implementation. Something like if I have a function which is going to accept name as string and it's going to return me a boolean, it has some body. This is a declaration, it doesn't have body, so I'm sorry, the body is going to be empty. Just a declaration. In object-oriented programming language, we use interfaces to define declaration of some members or methods. Then whenever we are using this interface into any of the child class, then they need to implement these members and methods in the class. If you know Java, you are very much aware of this. But in the case of TypeScript, it is somewhat similar. So we are going to discuss how we can use this in TypeScript. Okay, let me create one interface. If you want to create an interface, you can use interface keyword. You can name it. You don't need to use equal to sign. So the syntax is going to be like the class you create in TypeScript or any other programming language. Just the keyword is going to be interface name. You can define whatever value you want to, whatever types you want to have in this object. Age 27. Oh, not 27, my bad. Number. Cool. Now if I'm creating a variable, it is going to be person type. Now, if I see what person is going to have these two values, that is age and name. I can use this. I can go and store this. Oopsie. Sorry, I got a new keyboard and my hand slipping. Cool. And again, I cannot store string in number defined, obviously. If I try to do this, it's gonna give me an error. You can also use read-only keyword if you want to create any other property, just read-only. Here, now you cannot change the name because it is read-only. You can create some function, maybe read, which is going to accept name as string and going to return you string. Okay, let's not do this, comment this out. Okay, and maybe you can do person dot age, which is going to be an not the age, my bad, it's going to be a create, which is going to be a method, which is going to accept string, maybe name, and it's going to return me pronoun name itself. Okay, that's how I'm defining a declaration of a method, so that whenever this interface is being used by object or any other place, then we may need to implement this. If I don't, it's okay for me, but I have to implement it. That's the only way we can give them a implementation and use them further. And I can do person.greet. Or probably it's gonna accept a string for sure. Okay, now it's gonna work. Okay, let's do it other way. Maybe if I remove these things and directly assign a values, name is going to be string, age is going to be number, and greet. I need to create a method. What if I don't want to create a method? Like if I want to treat it as an optional value, maybe I can change the syntax update. Again, I'm having this property. It's going to have a function, and I can make it optional. Now, if I do it, it's not going to complain me. But if I don't do it, it's going to complain me like the create is missing. Let's see some other examples. So if I have this, and if I create another interface with name job type, and here I have some members, job type, let's name it job. It's going to be job type. It could be engineer, it could be sales. I'm using union here to have only these two specific values. Now, I can extend all the properties from this person, this interface to this as well. If I go and create one variable, let my profile, and it's going to be of job type. Now it's going to complain that missing the following properties, that is job ID and job type, only these two. If I do it, let's do 1, 2. Job type, see it automatically is in the unions, engineer. Now it is happy, but I can extend, I can inherit all the properties from this person interface to the job interface using the extends keyword. Extends person. If I do this, now say this variable is complaining like you need to have these properties, name and age from type job, basically because this job extending all the properties from person. So you won't see person anywhere while using this job interface because it directly copies these values and pastes it here like an inheritance. So it will always show you job, not the person. Now I can create those properties, name, issue, age, V16. Now it is happy. You can extend interface to n levels. Maybe if I do company extends job, and here is create company name, and it's going to be string. Now if I do company, now it's going to complain this company name is missing. Okay, where it is company name, company, not it's company. Go company, let's name it hello world. Okay, that's cool. We can extend interface to any other interface to n levels. If you don't want to go this n level of extending, you can also extend multiple interfaces into one. If I do this, and in the job, if I extend person as well as the company, separating them with comma, don't, okay, I need to remove this. Okay, now it is happy. And in the job, we have all this, and all this. Even if I remove any one of them, it's going to complain. So you can also use these interfaces with the classes. If I remove this, I only have one interface person. If I create class, person details, and if I use implements keyword and like my interface name, then that's how we are telling JavaScript class to implement the interface and have all the properties from this interface to this class. Now if I hover this, it's going to complain like in the person details is missing the following properties, that is name and age. Then I need to define properties here, issue, and age is going to be 60. And if I remove this, then I need to have greet function as well. It automatically fills me the implementation. All right, so let it be like this, let it be like this. You can implement multiple interfaces. Again, let's go back and create company interface, name, string. Just like extending interface, you can implement multiple interface. Implements only work with the classes, but if you want to inherit from one interface to another interface, you need to use extends keyword. But interface to class, you need to use implements keyword. And if you do this, okay, because name and name are matching, that's why it is not complaining. If you change it to company name, now it's going to start complaining. You need to have company name as well. Ishu. Well, if you want to have these values while creating an object of this class, you can just leave these values like this, just with the types. And when you create an object of this person details class, now you will see you have all these values. And even you can use constructor to have these values placed at the time of this object creation, but it depends. So that's how you can use your interface with the class. Okay, there is one more very important concept we need to know, that is called the merging, or they are also called as open interfaces. So what happens, like if you have an interface named A, it could be anything. Suppose this interface is coming from the libraries you are using from NPM, and you want to add some extra property to this interface. What you can do is, you can redefine interface with the same name and add another property. Now if I create a variable net A, which is going to be A type, now if I see, I have to create name for sure. And the second thing I need to create is age. That is going to be number. So this is a very useful feature in TypeScript. If you want to add more properties to your interface, or the interface which is coming from the libraries, you can just use the same name interface and use your interface rather than the library one in your code, and you can have all the values you desire for. To cover the main difference between types and interfaces in TypeScript, I've created this article. I'm gonna share this link in the description. So if you want to use type, you can have unions. You can create intersection, like extending property from one to another. You can have tuples, where you specifically know in array type what values you want to store in the indices. You can have primitive types, and you can also use union, either one of them, but you cannot do these things with interfaces. Interface is more of a, if you want to create a structure which looks like multiple members together, just like a class, then I would say most of the time, 80-90%, we do use type in TypeScript development. But yes, if you have a very complex data structure, generic data structure, then I would say you should go and opt for interfaces. And you can go through this article, you will understand everything.